The five big problems that I felt while I was campaigning are the areas that I wanted to have a task force.
Mm,
Yeah. So the first one was, that whole cesspool conversion.
yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be a big issue for us.
yeah,
And people don't have the money to just drop 20 grand just to move their cesspool to septic.
mm,
So I feel like, man, we needed a task force for that, and we've included the office of like Oscar, that
mm,
Office of Environmental and climate and the equity. So they're there to help us. But we've also engaged some expertise from the outside as well. Governor Green gave us a consultant by the name of Andy Weiner.
okay,
And so kind of helping us strategize how we're going to move forward on that. Mostly funding. I mean, we're going to need funding for that.
yeah,
The
yeah,
second task force is animal control. That's a tough one. That's a tough one because you get all kind of animals that's out of control. Okay,
mm,
so
mm,
right, you're not just talking cats and dogs. We're talking goats. We're talking pigs. We're talking nugget chickens.
yeah,
So and then there's invasive species like the coconut rhinoceros
oh,
beetle, and so so that task force is mostly focusing right now on the cats and the dog situation, and we get our game management commission that kind of looking at managing our game animals, the pigs and goats,
mm,
especially about Manakil. So,
mm,
so that's our task force. The other task force on HR, like I said, HR is super important. Hiring is important for the county, and then the two other task force. One is permitting.
oh,
Yeah, permitting's big, right? So I made a promise that we would get our permits faster. The developers, contractors,
mm,
and such. So we're working on that.
okay,
And then the last task force is homelessness. So we noticed there's an uptick again in homelessness. I mean, you drive around Hilo Kona, you can see.
yeah,
And we had that recent fire in Honokaa, and I think that was again could have been started by the homeless that's in the back.
oh,
So it's a concern. I think it has risen to a public health issue. So
mm,
I don't want to just talk about homelessness, but I want to talk about housing. So this task force is looking at housing.
right.